Hello, I'm Katia, co-founder of Silhouette Awards, and I'm delighted to be joined today by one of this year's mentor and mentee partnerships. We have with us Anastasia Angeli, one of this year's 20 winning mentees, and Barbara Horton, one of our wonderful mentors who we are truly grateful to be sharing this journey together. So hello, both of you. Hi.
Hi, glad to be here.
To see you. Wonderful to see you. So we have prepared a couple of questions that we would like to ask you and narrate this mentorship journey so far. So I'm going to start with Anastasia, actually. And Anastasia, we would like you to tell us what were your mentorship goals when you applied to the program initially? And as a second question on that, how have those goals progressed and developed?
One of the things that we were talking with Barbara about is my comment that I wanted to be able to call myself a lighting designer. Because even if I work in the field, I felt like I was lacking, and maybe still lacking, this feeling that I own that, okay, I am a lighting designer and I can tell it to people, and I can do the things that the proper lighting designer does. So I think changing the mindset was a lot of what I wanted to do and work on. So I think that was also why I was matched with Barbara, because now I know she knows what to do, to which steps to take to go there. So yeah, it feels like we have been talking about that, discussing it, and really creating this. I have a table, like a Excel sheet on my laptop with what I want to achieve, what I'm lacking, what I can do to achieve that. So yeah, I feel like we are going in the right direction.
Wow, that sounds like a very, focused also goal, which is massive for your career and for your development. So I'm really, really grateful that you're sharing this with us. And Barbara, based on what Anastasia said, would you like to add some comments there, like for this journey?
Well, I'm enjoying this immensely. I mean, obviously, I've mentored many people over my career, but Anastasia has a special quality, and I think I could sum it up with curiosity is the thing that comes out. It's funny, she mentioned that her first goal was to dare to call herself a lighting designer. Those were her words. And I think she's already a rock star, so she's already halfway there. But particularly that she has so many varied interests. She's very goal-oriented. I'm very goal-oriented, so we clicked immediately on that. And I think that that sense of curiosity that she has is going to be the key to her future success.
That's very deep, and I think the perfect way to go to the next question. Thank you, both of you. So basically, the next one is not really a question. We'll ask you to define this journey with 3 words. And Anastasia, I'm going to start with you again. So just share words to describe this journey.
Yeah. So first, I say 3 words. I thought about them before, and then I explain. So challenging, uplifting, and worthwhile.
Okay, amazing.
Great.
Do you want to
and
some comments?
I think so, because challenging might sound like it's negative, but I really don't mean it this way. But always looking into your own goals and what I'm lacking and what I need to do, not carrying on what I'm already doing, but doing something else, something new, something I didn't dare to do before. That is challenging. And that's part of the journey. And uplifting, it is maybe depends on the mentor, but talking to Barbara each time when we close the call, I feel like now I'm going to do stuff. Now I'm closing the laptop and conquering the world in the best way. Uplifting. And worthwhile, it's about this feeling that I have that it will lead to something. Even if it's just in myself, it's not stopping when the mentorship stops. So,
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Barbara, what about your 3 words?
I would say my 3 words were inspiring, energetic and rewarding, kind of on the same level. Inspiring for me to meet Anastasia, to learn about her. She's amazing. Speaks 4 languages, you know, I mean, just, yeah, has her own little podcast. She does photography. She's very involved. And so while learning about her was inspiring me, I then had to rise to the occasion to make sure I inspired her. And I say energetic because I feel her energy immediately. And I think she got the same vibe back from me. And so because we're goal oriented, like we would leave our call with, what do we do for the next call? And, you know, she went right at it. So a lot of good energy there. That was, and then ultimately rewarding. I mean, I just finding the time to sit with her, to listen to what she's been doing, to see some of the work that she's done outside of just the lighting field that, you know, makes her a more rounded person. Again, you know, that future designer who has a bigger, broader world view. You know, one of the things that Anastasia had in her goal list, there were many, by the way, was to really have a better understanding of the world, and reading, I think, 3 different publications with different points of view. That's rare to find someone, I'm going to say so young, who has that kind of interest, but it has a great reflection on you as a person, and the ability to, you know, step outside of yourself or step outside of your work or your life and see what else is going on in the world and how that will affect you, you and the rest of the world. So that was totally rewarding for me to hear that.
This is so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you both. You know, like for us, we are looking at this from a very external perspective, and I'm already feeling uplifted. So I get the energy between the two of you. And I obviously personally knowing both of you from different perspectives. I have been working with Anastasia as well on various other projects, and Barbara, of course, we all know about your fantastic contribution to the profession and this. So listening to this, specifically on a pair of working with Anastasia on this, is really uplifting and motivating and energetic. And I think it's going to be the same also for everyone else who is going to watch this video. So thank you very much. In order to close that, we would like to ask one more question, which basically is words of wisdom, we call it. So Anastasia, again, I'm going to start with you. And I would like us to tell us, like, you know, to give an advice to someone who is considering to apply for the Silhouette Awards this coming year. What would you say to them? Like, do you want to give some sort of tips or like motivation to them? Thank you.
Yes, that's a good question. I was reflecting back to me and how I tend to think when I'm applying somewhere, especially when it's an award on some sort of competition, when to describe myself. And I get into this thinking, oh no, I'm not good enough. Some other people are so much better. So the advice is, don't overthink it. If you can, just apply. Don't try to be the best version of yourself. Just be yourself, because there is someone out there who will really appreciate it and connect to that, just that imperfection maybe, and want to like connect. So that's my words of wisdom.
Go for it. And yeah, and just be yourself. I think also I can really relate to that from the perspective of, you know, if you're giving your 100% and be authentic and yourself, there is no any possible way that something is going to go wrong, because you're projecting your goal and yourself and what you want to do here. So this is a wonderful advice, Anastasia. Thank you. Barbara, what about yours? What advice would you?
I would say, I'm going to sort of answer it for both the mentor and the mentee point of view. I think that it's really important that the mentee is clear about some goals and clear about their aspirations, not just the goals, but like where do they see themselves in 5 years? And I think that would help the mentor when they're reviewing the videos and looking at the resume to have good matches. I think that's very important. And I had Anastasia #1 on my list of the 20, and thank you for giving me her. But I felt a deep connection, just listening to her. And, honestly, if I was still working full time, I would say I'd like to hire her. That wasn't the mentality that I came in with, but after reviewing all the portfolios, like, who could I work with? Who could I really help? And I think that, Anastasia, you didn't give yourself enough credit, but I think you wrote very clearly what you wanted out of this program. And that's what attracted me. So I just say, be clear, have some very definitive goals, and be clear about your aspirations. And I think then you have much more substantive sessions between the two, parties.
Absolutely. And if I may, Barbara, because of course, as you mentioned already, you have been mentoring many, many people throughout your journey and your career. And would you be able to give also an extra tip of advice, but not now to the people that are considering to apply to be a mentee, but to the mentors? Because this year we are also we're having an open call again to the world. And I think the world will really appreciate your perspective on mentorship and being a mentor advice. Yeah, so if you may share a few words on that,
Thank you for asking about that. I think, I kind of shied away from this because it's a time commitment. And, initially, and then I thought, oh, well, I'm retired now, I have time. So I would say, if you're going to do it, make sure you really do have the time. And Anastasia, even with my retirement, it's, like, oh my God, I don't know if I can have cell reception. I don't know where I'll be. So it's been a little iffy, but we've made it work. So thank you for accommodating my schedule. I would also say the mentor has to have good insight into the individual and really ask hard questions. And I would say also be prepared to, I wouldn't say give an assignment, but to listen carefully to what the mentee is really saying, and then find the ways to satisfy what they're looking for. So, for example, Anastasia, one of your other goals was, I think I'm going to simplify it to one word: networking. How do I network? How do I get myself out there? And to some extent, she's already doing that naturally. There's some innate part of her, which I really admired, and I, of course, identified with. But from a design point of view, she was like, how do I get that kind of expertise? And so far, we've connected her with two people, Anna Sabuko, who is in Greece, who would, be a fantastic mentor, someone that Anastasia can shadow. So I already talked with Anna and said, maybe you would like to be on a joint call when you're doing a design concept, so Anastasia can kind of see that. So that connection, I don't know if Anna's reached out to you or not yet, but she will. I gave her all your information, your videos, your everything. And then the other thing we did was because she's interested in how do I learn about design, like, she has a technical skill, she has all of the business, understanding, but what she doesn't have is really a champion at her work. And so I offered for her to sit in on a call with a designer in Qatar who's applying for his professional IALD membership. And he wants to kind of have a preview before he sends it in. And he had 9 projects, and together we had to weed it down to 4. And, it was just wonderful for Anastasia to see a portfolio of a lot of exterior work, which she's interested in. And who knows, maybe a connection, that could happen. He's going to move from Qatar to Dubai, and I will gladly make, any other introductions for her. But so, yeah, taking the time, being a good listener, and then helping that person achieve those goals in the short time that we have together. It's not 6 months is not a long time. So there's a part of me that says maybe we should do this for a year. But
I mean, that's amazing, Barbara. Thank you so much. And just to close it from that perspective, as we had the feedback already from last year from all the mentors and mentees partnerships, this is just the beginning, really. It's like the creation of this is to establish a relationship between those two people, work on it, very committed and in a structured way. That's why the 6 months, because it's a very small time, but if you're focusing on one goal, you learn how to focus on one thing and follow this journey. However, the feedback that we are receiving also now from multiple industry events that we are going, I was in the Enlighten Berlin a few days ago, and it was amazing to see mentors and mentees and partners from the sponsors aspect, and all of those people coming together and exchanging and celebrating, and it was fantastic. So we are building a network, and we are sure that, you know, Anna's Boku was a mentor last year as well. She's part of the Silhouette Awards network. And I'm sure that she is really, really happy to give advice and connect with Anastasia and other mentees as well. So we are truly grateful. And I would like to say, Anastasia, like, again, one more time, congratulations for putting yourself out there and going through this program. And Barbara, well, thank you so much for this journey and for bringing light to this relationship here.
It's great. Well, I hope to meet Anastasia in person someday, either here in the US, or maybe I'll volunteer for the Allingsas, and next year you'll be on that and we can actually meet in person, which would be fantastic.
This is really wonderful. Wow. Yes.
Thank you. And Katia, great program, really a brilliant program to think about, to start it. You know, in the beginning, everybody was like, what is this? And, you know, now that I've seen it, what is this your third year doing this?
Second year, and we're going now
second year.
Third year, yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. So congratulations for really pulling off a great program, a much needed program, and something I hope to be a part of in the future.
For sure. You're very, very welcome. And now, you know, once mentor of Silhouette Awards, always part of the mentors of Silhouette Awards.
Oh, now we're alumni.
So no, you know, no pressure, but maybe in the future you would like to join again. But yeah, just want to close that by saying that Silhouette Awards is a collective action between Archifos and Parrot. And we have been really, you know, working very hard to make sure that every year is giving extra value to everyone involved from the industry. So the mentors, we want them to be from various age groups and experience groups. We want the mentees to apply from all around the world, again, on different levels. Sponsors, the ones that they are aligned with the vision, we want them on board to support and create further opportunities. And basically all the partners, like magazines, PR opportunities for the mentees to progress, associations, the ILD, SLL, APDI, the ILP, like trying to bring everyone together and support the future of the lighting design profession. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and looking forward to see you again soon.
Okay, take care. Bye, Anastasia.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.